Hey guys, welcome to the Gamers Addict Show. I am your host, Player One, and I am here with none other than Captain Bogy.
All right, thank you very much. Again, here I am in the Gamers Addict Show.
Bogy's Corner.
Episode 6. Bogy's Corner. So, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and gaming fanatics, you're watching the Bogy's Corner. So, let me share with you guys a little bit of my experience. So, for those of you that have been watching all the episodes of what I've been talking about, you know a little bit, but this is the first time, this is where you get to know me. So Bogy's Corner is about my experiences. And I'm a casual video gamer that started in the 80s. My first console was the Atari 2600, so I started back in the day.
Wow.
And my first game interaction that I really enjoyed was Pac-Man, so that's what I really blew up with. Now, some of the games that I've talked about here: Pac-Man, I've talked about Metal Gear Solid, Max Payne, Minecraft, Donkey Kong, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience of Resident Evil Deuce number 2. So hopefully this will scramble some memories of a lot of you guys out there on the Resident Evil series of video games.
I'm excited about that, Captain Bogy, because they announced at E3 that the remake is coming out next year.
Very good, yes it is. And curious to know, what is your experience with Resident Evil in the beginning? What was your first game or interaction that you can remember?
Man, just going into that creepy house and then running into that zombie. He gets up and he comes right after you. And to me, that was awesome because I've always loved zombies. I love zombie movies. Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead, 28 Days. You name it, I've seen it. So it's really awesome to play this game because each character has such a great story behind it.
Yeah, and that's one of the strong points of this, that the characters are very well told. Their backstory, you get to know them, and you get to care about them. And what Capcom was always trying to do with all these video games was focus on the fear factor.
Yeah.
So much that they actually did something with Resident Evil 2 that I'm going to mention a little later on. So let me give you a little more information on Resident Evil. It came out January 21st of 1998. The genre is a survival horror. Other games, action horror, first-person horror that there are there. The director was Hideki Kamiya. The producer was Shinji Mikamiya. The developer and publisher, Capcom. The platforms began with PlayStation, and from there it just went viral everywhere else, including PC.
Now let me tell you, it also came out for the Sega Saturn.
Yeah,
during that time. Sega Saturn and PlayStation were out at the same time, so.
For sure.
And I like it more on the Saturn.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And what difference did you see that made you like it?
Graphics.
Okay.
At that time.
The graphics?
At that time, everything was about graphics.
Oh, for sure. Well, it always is.
Well,
I mean, if it looks
that time
terrible, you don't want to play it. But the mode is single player. Now, let me give you a little bit of a storyline, the plot of Resident Evil. So, on September 29, 1998, 2 months after the events of Resident Evil 1, we have most citizens of Raccoon City have been transformed into zombies because of the what virus? The T virus, yeah. A biological weapon that secretly was developed by the pharmaceutical company, the Umbrella Corporation. Very evil, and you guys should check out their background because it's very interesting. Again, YouTube is such a great source. Just type in their Umbrella Corporation history. You're gonna find a lot of stuff about them. Now, the main characters here were Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, and basically they needed to escape Raccoon City. Now, here's a few gameplay facts about Resident Evil 2. The rendered environments gave you a creepy feeling as you were playing. So it was very unique, and they definitely wanted to capture what happened in Resident Evil 1 and bring that into Resident Evil 2. The awkward movement of the characters added some stress to this as you try to maneuver around, right? It's not, it's not like today's games where the characters are so smooth as you hit those two controllers. you know, there was a little bit of a challenge as you were trying to turn them around, and that added to the stress of playing the game, which we didn't realize at the moment, but you know, that was definitely a great factor there.
Something really stressful for me were the puzzles.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you never know what was going to happen after you solved that puzzle. It was insane.
The gameplay had a sense of dread that made you feel vulnerable as you ran down the hallways. Why? Because as you were about to turn the corner, you didn't know what you were about to expect. So you turned the corner and there could have been a group of zombies there waiting for you, or who knows what. So, you know, there was a stress factor. They just added stress factors to everything they could.
Now, I remember that you liked that hallway scene where the liquor came out.
Yeah, yeah.
It climbed on the wall and
Yeah, it's funny. It kind of looks like him upside down. But anyway, and of course the backstories are really explained in detail. So that's very important because, you know, you actually buy into the game. You actually feel, you know, that you're playing something with a lot of importance. So those are some gameplay facts.
Who was your favorite story of the two? Resident Evil 2. There's Claire, and then there's Leon.
Yeah, I enjoyed Leon Kennedy. Yeah, and I was about to touch on that. There's one of two main characters. So you got Leon Kennedy, who is a police officer that's actually reporting to duty on his first day there in Raccoon City Police Department.
Is it Leon or Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, Leonardo DiCaprio. There was no inkling of him around the social medias or medias around that time. The second main character was Claire Redfield, and she was a college student looking for her brother, Chris Redfield, which was a police officer in Raccoon City. And then a little later on in the story, we get our third character, Ada Wong, and she's a woman that claims she's looking for a boyfriend that's a researcher for Umbrella Corporation. So she comes into the scene, and there's quite a few things that you can do with her.
And Leon.
Actually,
I don't know if you've played the other games, but it's continuous. You know,
not too many. That's the one that really that got me in. Again, I played a lot of video games, but I haven't played them all the way through. But this one was one that definitely caught my attention.
I'll talk to you after the show.
For sure. Some other characters, you had the liquor, which you mentioned. Okay, when he first came out, it made me jump out of my seat. And actually, I don't know about you, but I try to create an environment for myself. I turned off all the lights, and I made sure it was quiet. And I was there, just it was me, controller, and the monitor, and that kind of added that experience for me. Let's see what we have here. So let's talk about some Bogy fun facts and digitals and rumors and definitions. So Bogy definition for zombies: a corpse that's said to be revived by witchcraft. Another is a tall mixed drink consisting of several kinds of rum, liquors, and fruit juices. A zombie. You ever order one? It'll make you into a zombie once you finish drinking it.
Okay.
A third one was a beauty product of the Umbrella Corporation. Yeah, so watch out if you ever buy anything from them. Bogy fact: when Resident Evil 2 came out, it was the best-selling single-platform game for the franchise. It was huge.
It was.
Okay. Bogy fact: at the time, Resident Evil 2 was the fastest-selling video game, even breaking records, even set by Final Fantasy VII and Super Mario 64.
Wow.
I mean, those were top dogs with the fastest-selling video games. So you can see this one kicks some butt.
Speaking of N64, Resident Evil 2 came out for N64 cartridge. Can you imagine? Huge game inside that cartridge with the FMVs.
FMVs, okay. Now you're talking a little bit too.
Full motion video for that time on a cartridge.
Okay.
To me, that's the best Resident Evil 2 game of all over.
And there is a challenge there with cartridge compared to putting it on the CD.
Yeah.
CD holds much more information, so pretty sure it was a challenge for them to put it on there.
Yeah, I had an N64 expansion pack, so that helped.
Okay. Bogy fact: originally, Resident Evil 2 was almost 80% complete, and then it was scrapped and restarted.
That's right.
So it is now really known as Resident Evil 1.5.
Yeah.
And we'll chat a little bit more about that later on. Bogy fact: hey guys, good things coming too. Resident Evil 2, 2 different people led the development, 2 discs for playing, 2 main characters, two versions of the game. That 1.5 was the original, and then of course the 2 that we know, and a remake, you know, almost 20 years later. So we're getting a remake of Resident Evil 2 that's coming out January 29th of 2019. And actually, let's go ahead and hit that video so we can take a look. Here's a quick video that is actually showing side by side the Resident Evil 2 that came out in 1998 with cutscenes that are similar to the new Resident Evil that's coming out in 2019. So you can see the big jumps and leaps in technology.
Now, Bogy, there is this game that you said. They completed the game up to 90%. This Resident Evil 1.5, and you can find it on websites online. It just doesn't play completely. This, you know, there's things that are incomplete, but
yeah, and it's a different storyline. It was more of an action horror, and that's actually one of the reasons why you know, the director and producer kind of, at the end of the day, they were almost done with this game. They actually scrapped it. Not too many companies would do that, and value-wise, that's a lot of money that they lost there. So
That's right.
they really felt that, you know what, we needed to keep it.
Is anybody here?
All right. So here we have the 1998 version. You can see the differences in the 2018.
Who are you? Oh, you must be the new guy.
Amazing how far we've gone,
Yeah,
guys.
Kennedy. There was another offshot. What happened? Here. Hang in there. Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms.
And this goes to show how amazing the original game was, because they got remade. How many video games do you know get remade 10, 20 years later? Not too many.
Might do a trick.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie.
Oh,
You save yourself first.
Fine. But I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
look at that. So you know, they're trying to keep it as real to the actual normal gameplay from back in the day. Wow.
wow.
I'll tell you this again. I'm a casual video gamer, but when this comes out, I think I am gonna pick it up so I can revive some of those memories. But it's gonna be times 10 with the technology that we have today and how amazing that one looks. Bogey fact: Elsa Walker was a college student in the original version of Resident Evil 2. So actually, the 1.5, she was the female character in that one, Elsa Walker.
Elsa
But
Walker.
of course, since that storyline and everything got scratched, then you know, we got Claire Redfield. Wow, I'm getting the countdown. I can't believe that I'm talking so much on this. All right, let's go to some Bogey Battle bragging bonus trivia. Are you guys ready out there? Woo! Let's do this. So Resident Evil is known in Japan by another name. What name? Let's go. Biohazard. Very good. So what is the difference between the T virus and the G virus? Anyone? Yeah, there's some differences. Not just the letters, huh? Okay, the T virus turns victims into mindless zombies. The G virus has the potential to create the ultimate bioorganic weapon. So those ugly creatures with a big eye here and a lump here, that's what they turn them into.
Like Glitch.
So, yeah. Where in the USA is Raccoon City located? Anybody know?
Pennsylvania?
Excellent, very good. And actually
good.
that's referred to according to the novels that were written, and it was Raccoon City was placed in Pennsylvania. Good job. Which director almost made the Resident Evil franchise movies that we know of now? And he's a very famous zombie movie maker.
George Romero?
Yes, George Romero, very good. So he's known as the king of zombie horror. He made The Night of the Living Dead back in 1968, and he's credited with creating zombies. All right, guys, I guess that's my time. So this is your boy, Captain Bogy here, letting you guys know again, thank you very much for watching another episode of Bogy's Corner, and thanks again for this opportunity, man.
Thank you, Captain Bogy, for that in-depth look into Resident Evil 2. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait till the next Bogy's Corner.
Let's do it. So remember, you just watch Bogy's Corner. No set.